music is like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. It is 2:20 in the morning, so technically it is Sunday. Hair is still wet, so if y'all see me doing this a lot, it's because my hair is still technically drying. So don't judge me. Y'all see it's a comfy shirt, you know, and I tell y'all when it's late, I ain't trying to be dressed up for y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know I'm Jay Lee. Y'all know this is my corner. So ain't no need for the pleasantry to the nicery trying to get all dressed up at 2:20 a.m. Today's lipstick is one of my favorites. It is Urban Decay. The color is called Hex. It is literally, I love it. Love, love, love it. So, yeah. As y'all all know, the link to buy my mug is in the description box below, and also my shirt that says I'm fat is also available. The link is also below. You can get either or. Please support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And more shirts will be to come. So Iyanla show today. And for everybody who's already bought a cup or shirt, thank you, thank you, thank you. Iyanla's show today, Sisters with Secrets. I forgot which season or which episode it is. That part kind of doesn't matter. I do wish this one was a two-parter and not a one-parter. I think more could have been done if it was more, but I think because of the one sister and the way she was tripping, they just did what they could with what they was given, and I kind of get it. But I still liked this particular episode. So it was about two sisters, and one of the sisters' two daughters, and it was kind of like sad but also crazy at the same time. So Jackie was the one who called the show, and she had her first child at 15. So the first child that she had, her first child's name is Nikki. Because she was 15, she said when she was 16 years old, her mother kicked her out the house and kept her baby. And said, you don't want to be a mother? You out here doing these things, hanging out or whatever, doing, just, as she said, being a bad teen. I'm going to keep your child and you got to go. So her mother raised that particular child. But, she kind of admitted that she had been a little bit irresponsible. And when she kept on saying, like, because my mom kicked me out, I had to leave, and she kept my child. But I feel like, what were you doing to get kicked out, for one? And were you a good parent, for two? But we do kind of figure out later on that, at 15, you don't even know how to be a parent. So if you're 15 years old and you don't know how to be a parent, and your parent is not teaching you how to be a parent or helping you, because at 15 you're still a child yourself. So even though you laid down and had a baby, you still you have to show a child what to do to be a parent. You can't just, the shit don't come natural. Even adults these days don't know how to be a damn parent. So I think on that aspect it was a little bit of failure in her mother being a mother as well, because this thing of, I'm just gonna take your child versus helping you be a better mother. But it's like, what if Jackie, which is so, out of order, just out of pocket or whatever, the mama kind of had to wipe her hands of it and say, I'm trying to help you, your ass ain't accepting my damn help, just get the fuck out. We know sometimes that happen. Because she did admit that she was a bad teenager. Now, she also said by the time that she was 21, she had 3 kids, but she had a total of 4. But only 2 kids were on this particular episode. And I didn't think, when she said, because some people say, well, dang, she was 21 with 3 kids. I know a few people who was 21 with 3 children, and because they had a good support system, they were able to grow to be great. The kids grew up to be great. Their mama, my friends or whatever, is great. It just depends on your circle, your tribe, your support system. That is kind of what helps people grow further and further. Now she says her older daughter was told that she basically just left her and abandoned her. That's what she was told. But I mean, like, in a way, it's true. Because if your mom kicked you out at 16 and you never came back to get her, and you kind of just moved on with your life, I mean, technically, it's a word play on words. Some people like to play dictionary. Now, she brought up how her second child's father showed her basically how to be a prostitute, how to sell her body for some money, and she was out there in these streets. She said even when she was pregnant with her second daughter, Brianna, that she was out here hooking and tricking, and she said at one point she was selling her body at a massage parlor while she was pregnant with her second daughter. And it's like I was 19 years old in these streets tricking. I'm like, damn, 19. But you know what I think back when I was that age, I knew people, I had friends who were having sex for money. They might not have been on the corners of what was selling their coochie, but I mean, they was fucking people and getting money for it. So I mean, it's kind of, as odd as it seems, it's more common than you would think. And that's kind of sad that people out here really having to sell their vaginas, or they did, because, equal opportunity, prostitutes. I know men who sell their dick. Not to me, bitches, but you know what I'm saying? They've done things with some change because they actually had no damn job. And so yeah, she also admits that as when she was younger, she did have anger issues and that she would lash out when she was angry. So I'm like, that's probably why I'm gonna put her ass out, because she had that attitude. And sometimes older parents, like back in the day, you couldn't sass your parent. It wasn't no art. I couldn't argue with my mama when I was younger. My mama would just slap me. I didn't do that, and my mama didn't slap me. My mama slapped me once, but this I stole a car. I stole her car. Well, I brought it back. But whatever, we're not gonna talk about that. But she admits that she was not the perfect child. She admits that she has anger issues, and she do talk like she's stuck in regression mode as if when she was younger, because now they bring up that she feels like she's probably still stuck at that 15-year-old teenager who felt like she was forced to give her child away. And I mean, you can see she has, I won't say mental issues, because people hear mental issues and they think, oh, you mean they gotta be crazy? I heard a car. People hear mental issues and they think, oh, that mean they crazy. That mean they need to be medicated. Mental issues just mean that you process things differently. There is a mental little thing where you just it's a different thing within your mind, and sometimes you need a little bit of help with it. Okay, that's basically what it means. And I see that in her, because sometimes she be talking and I'm like, she need a good therapist. She need to go have a seat on somebody's couch and talk about it. So we see that whole thing, and she brings up how she's really there to fix the relationship between her and her daughters, her two daughters, and her sister. She said because her sister has better relationships with the kids and her other siblings, and not her, and she wants to fix it. Okay, that's what she said she here for. Now her sister Latanya, come on here, honey, look. First of all, not to be shady, not to be petty, but I'm a petty bitch sometimes. Jackie's outfit, I'm like, she really came on this TV show with her outfit shredded and threaded. I'm like, she got on like a shredded up shirt. Like, I'm like, it was just, because she's older, so I'm like, it just reminded me of, homegirl Crystal from the hood. Remember Crystal? Well, Crystal grew up with her ass wearing the same damn clothes. I'm looking like she really dressed like a 19-year-old, you know what I'm saying, going to see the point with a shredded up shirt and some airbrush sneakers on. That's what it reminded me of, I'm just saying. And then her sister, Latanya, came on here and had a whole little sad ponytail. And I was like, girl, what's going on? I'm just confused. Like, what's a sad ponytail? But let me not go there. So Latanya there, and she says she feel like Jackie only came to the show to be famous, and she's like, Jackie came on the show to be famous. She wanted to be a star. Someone Iyanla asked, like, well, did you ask her why she on here? And she's like, no, I ain't asking nothing. I don't need to ask her nothing. And she was like, well, why haven't you talked to her? She was like, well, I got her number blocked. She can't call me, because when she would call me, she'd be fussing and arguing. So once you block your sibling's number, y'all both need help. I just don't. I do get it. Some people you have to love from afar. I completely get that. You have to love them from afar if they bring too much drama into your life. But I also feel like if they're trying to make amends and make up with you, just to clear the air, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And all the things that Jackie has done previously, if she's trying to call you to fix it, for you to be like, I don't want to talk to her. I don't believe what she's saying. I think she's lying. She ain't know how to fix shit. She don't know how to be famous, and that's what it is. Then why did you come to the show? If you think she don't really want to be there to help anything, why come? It's like, I don't want to come show. I think she's lying. You came on the show because you wanted to be on the show as well. Because you didn't come in to really participate. Why come in the first place? So, when Iyanla read Jackie's letter to her sister Latanya, she's rolling her eyes and like, oh my God. She's saying in the letter how she wants to have a better relationship with her sisters and how she feels unloved. And when she rolled her eye, she's like, that's a bullshit. She lying. I don't believe that. She want to be famous. And she just kept saying, she just kept repeating that. And Iyanla, like, I can see why y'all have an issue, because you feel how you feel about her, and nothing that she do or say or anyone else says or does is going to change your perception of what she's doing. And she was like, that's dangerous to her. You are a danger to her. You kind of need to stay away from her if that's how you're gonna feel. And so she said when she was younger, she was a liar. She was rude. She was disrespectful. She didn't do her chores. She was always going off on people. When you say someone did not do their chores, you going off of when they was a damn teenager. Y'all both is in y'all 40s, if not y'all 50s. Girl, let that go. I can't be up here arguing with my mom, talking about my mom. Veronica didn't do the dishes that one time at the house. We was 14. I was like, Jaylee, what are you talking about? You can't do. You're adults. You can't. She didn't do her. I'm like, chores, bitch, chores. How far back is you going? So that was kind of crazy to me. And Iyanla asked the sisters, as Latanya's talking, Iyanla realized she don't even care to help her sister. Like, she not here to help anything. She gonna probably talk to her sister and argue with her and tell her she this and tell her she that, and just not try to progress and move forward with the situation. So she's like, you know what, you not here to help. And she kept cutting Iyanla off too. And Iyanla like, is that how you do it with your sister when she's talking to you? Just keep talking. And she kept talking. As Iyanla, she just kept talking. And she was like, that's the problem right there. You so busy talking, you don't listen. You don't listen to anything that anyone is saying. And she's like, I see what's going on here between you and your sister. So basically, Iyanla like, you know what? You're dangerous to her. You can't really be around her. Your best bet is to stay as far away from her as possible, because you're not open to any process and helping her progress. Nothing at all. Like, you don't, because she did not care, not one little bit. I think because at her point though, too, was on the side too much. She didn't really care. And it was weird, because I'm like, she really like just didn't give any fucks, like none. So we see that whole part. So we then see Iyanla go back and she's talking to Jackie. And well, no, that's not what it is. The first time when Iyanla was talking to Jackie, she said, I'm gonna talk to your sister, even though your sister said that she feel like you only want to be here because you want to be famous. And that pissed Jackie off. That was the first day. And then Jackie was saying, well, I don't know if I want to reconnect with her, because it's a whole different thing now. And her whole demeanor did change. So at this point, after she talked to Jackie, after she talked to Latanya, after that interview, the producer come get her like, Jackie said now that she does not want to finish the show. She's pissed off. She's mad because what her sister said. Honey, Iyanla called Jackie. Jackie was going the fuck off, okay? She was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. I'm not coming to fuck back. Fuck that. Fuck this. Fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? Call her sister, we should call her ugly big nose bitch. That ugly big nose bitch gonna tell me that I'm this and I'm that. And she think I'm there to be famous. That ain't what I'm here for. And she just going off. She just going and fussing and cussing and cussing and fussing all the time. And Iyanla like, Jackie, Miss Lady. She just going and going and going and going and going. And so Iyanla get, okay, this is what Tanya was talking about. That when she get in the mood, she be going off and cussing and fussing people out. She then said, that lying bitch, my lying bitch ass sister gonna give people the wrong impression of me. And every time somebody talk to her, their whole perception of me changes. But I'm like, you pissed before even talking to Iyanla to see what her impression is of you, or if it changed. She automatically got triggered to where anyone who talked to my sister is not going to believe shit I say, because that's always how it's been in my life, and I'm pissed off about it, so I'm not going to come back to allow that to happen again. That within itself spoke volumes, because it's like, how will you trigger so easily without even having a second conversation? So y'all are like, well, you know what? You wrote me. I didn't write you. You know, I talked to you yesterday. I asked you, I talked to you earlier today, and I asked you to not leave, to take this whole process and finish the whole process out. So you need to be a lady of your word and just come and do the work. You know, I told you it's going to be hard or whatever. And she kept on like, no, just be a woman and come and just try to move forward with it. You know, don't think about nothing else. And she then said, see, that's the motherfucking problem, because after bleep raped her, she was raping me. I'm looking like, wait, what? So, of course, they bleeped out whoever she said was raping her sister, but she was basically saying her sister got raped by a man within their household. And after the said man raped Latanya started to rape her. And she said, yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up. I was going to take that to my grave. But since she wanted to, talk about me and label me and lie on me, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to put all her shit out in these streets. I'm going to air all her shit out. I'm looking like, well, goddamn. Like, what? Your sister was raping you after she got raped? It was a crazy thing to kind of pop out the air. So that was over on a phone conversation. So the following day, Jackie isn't there yet, but she did say she's going to come back. But I'm talking to the sister Latanya, and she let Latanya hear the recording of Jackie saying that she raped her. And she was like, what? She's lying. That didn't happen. She was like, well, she was like, well, who? Wait, what is she talking about? Who did what? And she was like, she's saying after so-and-so raped you that you raped her. That's not true. And, she's lying. And then Iyanla was looking at her reactions, and her reactions wasn't over the top, crazy, ghetto, let me cut you out. It was very dismissive. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. So Iyanla said, y'all both are the same person. Y'all just handle things in two different ways, but it's still not a positive way. And so she was like, your sister thinks you raped her. You don't want to have a conversation about that. She was like, no, for what? If my sister thought I raped her, we would have absolutely positively have a conversation about that, period. And when she said that she did not want to have it, it was like, well, why wouldn't she want to? It's like, she really don't believe shit her sister say, even if it's true or whatever. And then Iyanla was like, well, don't you think that's crazy of your sister to have this notion in her head that you raped her? You don't even want to address or fix or nothing with that. And she was basically, no, for what? And she didn't care. She did not care at all. She gave less fucks than I give sometimes. And, I'm like, well, she don't care because she ain't got that point in her head. But, and she just let her know that you're a part of your sister's problem, and just, you dismiss all of her thoughts and feelings, and you don't care to even address anything with her. So, it ain't up on you being here. So, Latanya asked her to go home. She's done with it. We then see her talking with Jackie, and she lets her know that she sent the sister home. And that she told her sister that you should stay away from Jackie because y'all ain't good for each other, and she said she's never going to believe anything you say. She's not open to understand that or take in anything that you're saying. But when y'all started asking her, like, why did you call her ugly and big nose and this and this and this? And she gave her a mirror to look at herself and say, what have you done to make yourself say these words? All that stuff that Iyanla do. And, she goes to the point of admitting that she feels bad about herself. Sometimes she does not love herself, so she throw out insults to make her sister hurt. She said, but she's so hard to hurt. She's so hard to get through. She doesn't care about anything. So I want her to hurt as much as I hurt, and that's why I say mean things. So she was at least able to admit that she does hurt. But I said, still, Jackie's a little bit crazy, okay? She's a little bit batshit crazy, if you ask me. And, Iyanla then goes into, well, what did you say all this that she raped you? So, what happened with that? Girl, she said when they was like 12, the sister was 12, she was like 9. It was some man in the house. Now, she said, I don't know if it was a father, a stepfather, a mama's boyfriend, an uncle, a cousin, or whoever. We all know that them damn nasty ass men were touching kids when they was younger. And so, it was family. And she said that, he had her in the room, and, he would always have her in the room. She's like, but this particular time, he had her in there just too long. And so I went to our neighbors and I told them, something was going on and they should call the police. She said that the police came, and when they got there, that her sister was like butt naked in a closet in the room still with that man. And the man was arrested, and her sister never talked about it. And I'm like, could it be that because could LaTanya hold some kind of grudge that Jackie stopped something that she didn't want people to know? Because it's a thing of, if someone was raping you and then they're arrested for rape, for child molestation, because the girl was 12, could there be a thing that, I hate when I hear noises in my hallway, it drives me crazy. But can there be a thing to where LaTanya blamed Jackie in some sort of way for whoever that man was being taken away? Could it be a thing to whatever she had to go through, whatever she had to admit that was happening to her, could she blame Jackie for that? And could that be the strain within their relationship? And if she did start doing things sexually to Jackie after that situation, could her guilt for what she did to someone else, knowing what she went through herself, be a reason where she does not really want to have a good relationship with her sister? Because I'm like, this is something in here that it just does not make any sense. Because she said, well, after the police came, me and LaTanya talked about it, and the guy went to jail, and that was kind of it. But then after that, we still slept in the same bed, so she would do things sexually to me that I'm guessing was done to her. And she was like, and she did it for a while. We was like, she was 12 and I was like 9. And it was just, I was like, it was crazy. We see her talking to the girl's daughters, and the two daughters, Nikki, who was her oldest, who was raised by Jackie's mom, her grandma. And then we had Brianna, who was raised by the mama, Jackie. And the two sisters don't get along, because they just kind of like, Brianna is more her mama's side because she was raised by her mama, whereas Nikki is more on the grandmother's side and the aunt's side because that's who she was raised with. And it's a thing of the same way how Jackie and LaTanya don't get along because of family issues. Brianna and Nikki don't get along all the time too. I'm like, this shit is crazy. Nikki brings up how her grandmother raised her, how her aunt was always there for her, whatever she needed, her aunt had it for her. So her and her aunt was very, very close. But she said as far as her mom were not close over the years, because she felt like her mother was just very judgmental. And so, like, in their conversations over the years, she's like, if we're on the phone for 10 minutes, within 5 minutes, she cussing me out. And I never know why. It's just always some kind of cuss out situation. And Brianna brought up how LaTanya, the aunt, would boast and brag and say that she raised Nikki. And she would say it to piss Jackie off. And Brianna said, and my mom would get very, like, that really upsets her because it's not true. She said, technically, grandmother raised Nikki, not Auntie LaTanya. And I'm like, well, this is just so much this crazy dysfunction. And, she brings up, like, we always mess with my mom, and I have to take up for her, and, because all she has is me. She's been done so wrong in her life that I can't not be her sounding board. So if she's pissed off, if she's mad, I get all of it, and I'm willing to do that because she's already been done so wrong. Nikki brings up how she asked over the years, like, what happened, why did her mother give her away, what was the situation? And she said that she was told by her grandmother, her auntie, and I think maybe even her uncle, that Jackie, her mom, just didn't want to be a mother that young, and she did not want to raise kids, that she wanted to party and hang out, so she gave her up. And Iyanla said, well, that was wrong. That was inappropriate for anyone else to tell you your mother's story that should have came from your mom, which pissed Nikki the fuck off. Well, you ain't gonna tell me nothing about my grandma, because and I'm like, but she ain't saying nothing about your grandma. What she said was true. People sometimes realize that you can't tell someone else's truth. You can tell your truth. You can say, me as her mother, I felt like she did not want to be a parent, and so I kept you and told her to leave, and she just did not come back. that is the truth from one person's point of view, but the point of view of Jackie might not have been that clear cut. If you told someone for 20 years your mama didn't want you, she gave you up, she wanted to be a kid, she wanted to have fun, she wanted to party, let's all get wasted, that can cause discourse within a relationship, because you feel like, well, damn, she gave 0 fucks about me, but she raised my siblings, which then makes you upset with your siblings. So you're like, why did she raise them and not me? So it was a whole thing. And what was she talking about? Because the grandmother has since passed away. So she's like, she isn't even here to defend her point of it, but it still was your mother's job to tell you her point of view. When Brianna says how, if grandma hadn't took Nikki from mama, we wouldn't even be in a situation. And again, it's like, well, you don't know what happened because y'all was all too young. So no one knows what really happened, but you still should have allowed your mother to be the one to tell you her side of her story and not kind of just listen to everybody else except your mother. And so Brianna, of course, at this point, she was crying, saying, it's just because she's been hurt by so many people. She's gone through so much. She's like, I've lost people defending my mama because, she has no one else. I'm looking like, that is crazy. If your child, I would defend my mama to the death of me. Absolutely, positively. But however, in the privacy of our own conversation, the privacy of our own homes, if my mother was wrong for whatever reason, after I'm done defending her in these streets and after I'm done being right by her side, we gonna have a real conversation. I'm saying, Ma, you should not have cussed that person, or whatever, whatever it may be. You don't have to check your parent in front of other people and be like, well, no, that ain't right, because that's something I would not do. But in private conversations, I was like, Ma, you shouldn't have did that. Like, I love you. I'm gonna back you up all the time, but just so that you shouldn't have did that, and maybe later on you should apologize. But Brianna just kind of does not want to do that. She's like, well, no, I don't feel like it's my place to tell her that she's wrong. I just back her up, meaning she's being rewarded for her bad behavior because she doesn't realize it's bad because her own daughter won't check her. And so, I honestly, sometimes you need to step back and let her deal with the issues that she's created, even though you might feel like it's not fully her fault. At the end of the day, it technically still is. Then Nikki started going to watch her, them arguing. It was all them, it was so heartbreaking. She's like, yeah, even the thing about me getting pregnant. She's like, my mom, I was having a baby shower. Was planning the baby shower. She's like, for the last 7 years, I've been pregnant 8 times. I said, well, goddamn, she got 8 kids? And she says, but I don't have any children. I was like, damn. Over the last 7 years, she's had 8 pregnancies, and she has no live children. And she says the last time that she was pregnant, she was 36 weeks. That is, she was 9 months pregnant. It was a full-fledged baby, okay? And she lost the baby. And she said what hurt her the most was right before, while her and her aunt was planning the baby shower, her mama got mad at her for whatever reason, and out of anger said to her, I hope your baby die. And then the baby died. I was like, well, God damn it, Jackie. You can't be out here wishing death on your goddamn own grandchildren. You can't do that, especially knowing your daughter has been pregnant 7 other times and has lost the babies each time. So it's a thing of her saying, she says hurtful things. And so at times it makes it hard for me to, listen and talk to her. And I'm like, even that, I was like tug at my goddamn heartstrings. I mean, that was crazy. So the weird part about it is we have 4 women with 4 points of views on the situation. You have the sister Latanya view who think Jackie always lying. You have Jackie who thinks her sister Latanya is just a mean, evil bitch who raped her and who don't want to fix the relationship. Then you have her thinking her one daughter don't love her more than she loves the grandma and the auntie. And you have her daughter Brianna, who's always on her side, even when she's wrong. And I'm like, and they all are just misguided. Like, it's all like this a lack of communication is more what it is. And what I do like is after she had all these separate conversations, she brought Jackie in with the two daughters, and they had a communication that they needed to have for a long time. Jackie admits that she has been, wrong all these years, and she has used her children as her sounding board, as her punching bag, basically, to cuss and fuss and yell about whatever she sees fit. And, because she had brought up earlier how she did at one point go to a therapist for help, but she got pissed off because all the therapist did was offer her medication, and she didn't want medication. But I think sometimes people forget you can't go to a therapist one time and think they're going to talk to you and fix it. Sometimes certain things do need medication, or sometimes a person needs more than one session. So she said that she, had been using them as her sounding board all these years, but how she realized that was wrong, and that she apologized and she won't do it, do anymore. She brought up how all her foolishness and nastiness has, that she's done, how she just apologized. And even with that, she said, she said to Nikki, when I was younger, my mom, I was just so young, and I didn't know what I was doing. My mother took you. It's like, your grandma, when she want to do something, can't nobody change her that. No one can change what she wants to do. Then that's just how she was. She's like, so when she took you from me and kicked me out, the only thing I can do to move forward, was to accept it. And that's just kind of what I did. It's like, what it hurt me deeply to do it. It's like, I love y'all. It's like, I never wanted to. It was just a beautiful thing of her admitting her faults and saying, I know I fucked up, but I still loved you no less. I wish it did not go down that way, and I really do want to have a relationship with you. Nikki brings up how, I love you, Mom. I don't put anyone before you. I don't want you to think that I love anyone over you. You're my mother. And it was so sweet because it was a thing of them just being honest and open with the communication. Even with Brianna saying to her mom, Mama, I love you, but, I want you to seek help so that you can love you just as much as I love you. And I said, well, God damn it, bitches. If that ain't a goddamn best, it was just such a great ending to it. And what I love that Iyanla said to her was, this is the start of something. Because everyone thinks, oh, go down and she can fix it. No, but she can start you on a path to start fixing some shit you got dang on self. And then when they did like the whole little after show stuff, they brought up how Jackie and LaTanya did speak. And they're no longer, they no longer have each other blocked. And because they are better at communicating, the sisters, Brianna and Nikki, are closer as sisters. I feel like I do wish this episode was 2 episodes. Or I do wish this family was 2 episodes. In some kind of way, but even with it being 1, I still think it was handled properly. I think she was able to talk to each person and kind of get to the root of their situations or their issues or their mindsets. And even the simple fact that at the end, the sisters were holding hands and they were able to embrace. And then the mom talking to both daughters, it was a thing where it made them all realize, hey, we've been looking at this a little bit wrong all this time. And we just kind of switch gears and, look this way versus looking this way. We can see a whole new picture looking at it this way. And they were all open to that. So it was just a great, but I wish it was a 2-parter. I do. Because Jackie, she would have been a ball of fun for 2 episodes. But it was just 1. So, other than that, thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.